Hey guys, welcome to Fun and Studies. I'm Aprame. Today's topic is transportation in humans or the circulatory system in humans. We will discuss in this chapter blood, functions of the heart, blood vessels, heart, and etc. The studies related to these topics are blood, hematology, blood vessels, angiology, heart, cardiology. The heart, blood vessels, lymph, and lymphatic vessels comprise of the circulatory system. Blood is also known as the heme. Blood. What is blood? The red color liquid when we find to see when we get a wound is known as blood. It comprises of cells and plasma. Cells, they are the solid corpuscles. They are the solid particles of the blood. They make up about 45% of the blood. They are made in the bone marrow and they have red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. The plasma are the liquid component of the blood. They comprise of the 55% of the blood. The blood formation is known as the hematopoiesis. Red blood cells. Red blood cells are one kind of the cells. They are also known as the erythrocytes. Their lifespan is 120 days. About 3.6 into 10 raised to the power of 6 cells are found in 1 deciliter of blood. Hemoglobin is also present in this. The hemoglobin helps in the transport of oxygen. They are also red in color. The formation of RBCs is known as erythropoiesis, and the graveyard of RBCs is known as spleen. RBCs are like this. One molecule of hemoglobin can combine with 4 oxygen molecules. Hemoglobin is an iron-containing pigment, so blood is reddish maroon in color. If hemoglobin combines with oxygen, then the compound is known as oxyhemoglobin. And if the hemoglobin combines with the carbon dioxide, then that compound is known as carbaminohemoglobin. The hemoglobin combines with the carbon monoxide, then that compound is known as carboxyhemoglobin. So this is about hemoglobin. The next topic is white blood cells. They are another kind of blood cells. They are also known as a knight of the body. It helps in protecting the body from different microorganisms like bacteria and virus. In this GIF, you can find white blood cells. They are also known as the knight of the body. It helps in protecting the body from different microorganisms like bacteria and virus. In this GIF, you can find the red blood cells and the white blood cells. Even now, at the particular second, the white blood cells are fighting against the different pro-organisms. The white blood cells even fight against the COVID. And when the white blood cells die and the body becomes weak, we are known as the COVID positive. After a wound, the white pus, which we can see, is the dead WBCs, which die fighting against the microorganisms that enter the body through the wound. So white blood cells are of two types, granular and agranulocyte. The granulocyte are of three types. Neutrophil is the first of them. They are polymorphic which means they're able to change their shape. They even have a multi-lobe nucleus, as you can see here in the image. They can be stained with acidic and basic dye. They are the first responder to infection. They even perform phagocytosis. I'll explain phagocytosis in detail after some time. Basophil. They are stained with basic dye. They have bilobe nucleus. They participate in allergic reaction. They secrete histamine. Histamine is a chemical. Eosinophil. They are stained with acidic dye. They have monolobe nucleus, as you can see here. They participate in allergic and parasitic reaction. Next comes the agranulocyte. Agranulocyte. There are two kinds of agranulocyte, lymphocyte and monocyte. Lymphocyte, they are again divided into two types of cells, B cell and T cell. B cell and T cell, they are both antibodies. The site of formation of both is bone marrow, but they get their name from the site of maturation. For B cell, the site of maturation is also bone marrow, whereas for the T cell, the site of maturation is thymus. The T cell is again classified into TC and TH cells. TC means it is a kind of T cell which is cytotoxic, and the TH means it is a kind of T cell which is a helper to the cytotoxic cell. The second type is monocyte. Monocyte turn into a macrophage to perform phagocytosis. Now let's study phagocytosis. The phagocytosis is exactly as the nutrition of amoeba. I'll give the link in the description. The neutrophil or the macrophage here takes in the foreign particle, or the bacteria specifically takes in and then kills the bacteria and then sends the waste out. Platelets are the third kind of cells. They are also known as thrombocytes, as they contain thrombin. They are enucleated, which means they do not have a nucleus. They help in blood clotting. Let's see how that happens. The fibrin forms a mesh-like substance over the wound. The platelet, calcium, and vitamin K come together and help the fibrin to make an even stronger and thicker mesh to stop the blood from flowing out. Blood vessels is the next topic. The blood vessels, they are of two types, arteries and veins. The third type is capillary. Arteries, heart to organ. The blood is taken from the heart to the organ, which means they take the oxygenated blood pumped by the heart. Whereas veins are organs to heart, which means they take the carbon dioxide rich blood back to the heart so that the heart pumps the deoxygenated blood into the lungs, and the blood gets reoxygenated again. The arteries have a pumping pressure. As they get pumped by the heart, they have a pressure. They are thick-walled. They are deep-seated. They're red in color as they carry oxygenated blood. Exception is pulmonary artery, which is a vein. Veins, they receive no pumping pressure, so they're thin-walled. They're not deep-seated. They're green, blue, purple in color as they can carry carbon dioxide-rich blood. Exception is pulmonary veins, which is an artery. Blood vessels are not nerves. Most of the people confuse as blood vessels as nerves and nerves as blood vessels. Nerves are vessels which send messages to the brain and the spinal cord, to the organs, etc. And blood vessels send the oxygenated blood, and deoxygenated blood is taken from the organs. Arteries carry blood to the body, and at the same time body uses this oxygen energy and send the deoxygenated blood from the veins. Paths where artery and veins meet is known as capillaries. Now let's understand heart through ray diagram or the line diagram. So this is the basic structure of the heart. It comprises of 4 chambers, right and left atrium, right and left ventricles. So I have given this in even easier manner, 1A, 2A, 1V, 2V. So the right side contains of deoxygenated blood. So it helps in pumping the deoxygenated blood to the lungs so that the blood reoxygenate, the blood gets mixed with oxygen. The other two, 1A, 2A, 1B, and 2B. Here, the first the top two are the atrium and the lower two are the ventricles. So this is how the blood flows through the heart. So this circulation is also known as double circulation, as it passes 2 times through the heart. First from the lungs to the left atrium. From the left atrium, it goes to the left ventricle, and from left ventricle, it goes to the body parts. From the body parts, it receives deoxygenated blood to the right ventricle, to the right atrium, and then to the lungs to get reoxygenated. About heart. Heart is broad at the apex and narrow at the bottom. Heart has natural potential to contract and is responsible for pumping the blood. It is present between the lungs with 3/4 part off to the left. Average heartbeat is 72 beats per minute. The range of heartbeat is 65 to 80 beats per minute. Device used for measuring heartbeat is the stethoscope. The heart sound is lup, dup. Lup is the sound when the bicuspid and tricuspid valves close, and this is a low and long pitched sound. We will learn these valves after a little time. Dup is when the semilunar valves closes. It is a high and short pitched sound. Heart's continuous beats. So this heart does not get the beats on its own. There is something that helps it to get this beat. Heart is myogenic, which means it is self-acting. The property of base is based on self-excitation. And the self-excitation is dependent on the pacemaker or the SA sino-auricular node, which takes help from the atrioventricular node. And this atrioventricular node again takes help from bundle of His, which releases Purkinje fibers to form one beat. Now let's study valves. Valves are flap-like structures. So they are like this. So they open and close, open and close. So to remember this easily, I have given these words, 3 words, which we remember easily. A rat, a lamb, and some rice. Rat. Right atrium to ventricle tricuspid valve. So this rat signifies that there is a tricuspid valve present in the right side atrium and ventricle. Next one is lamb. Left atrium to ventricle mitral bicuspid valve. So this lamb signifies that there is a valve which is known with 2 names, mitral and bicuspid. And this is present in the left side between the left atrium and left ventricle. The next one is the right atrium inferior vena cava eustachian valve. So it signifies that there is a eustachian valve present between the right atrium and the inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava is one of the blood vessel. Blood pressure or BP in short. So there are two blood pressures, as you can see. One is systole, which is the pumping pressure, and it peaks when the heart muscles contract. So when the heart muscles contract like this, then the pressure peaks. And next one is diastole, or the resting pressure. It falls down when the muscles relax. First is systole, when heart muscles contract. Next is diastole, when they relax. So high BP is known as hypertension and low BP is known as hypotension. BP is measured in a sphygmomanometer. Next topic is lymph. Lymph is blood minus RBCs plus platelets together. So this results in the plasma plus WBCs. So lymph is plasma with WBCs. So these green colored ones here are the lymphs. So these green color parts are the lymphs here. The red color parts are the arteries, and the blue color ones are the veins. And this area where we can find all 3 or at least 2 mixing is known as the cartilage. So this place where the veins and arteries and sometimes even lymphatic vessels meet is known as capillaries. So this is lymph capillary, where the artery and the lymphatic vessel meet. So this is how the blood passes throughout the body. And this is the circulatory system. And this is the human heart. So this is a small quote given by me. Circulation of knowledge around your mind, blood circulation done, let the knowledge circulate again. So we completed the chapter here itself. Bye.